Let's do this.
With your host, the Tiger Man, and Cole Dawson.
Biggest icon in wrestling.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy DJ Barbecue. We have the Tiger Man, and we have Cole Dawson here to talk about RetroMania Wrestling. Their indie wrestling, IndieMania contest. They have 32 teams. One indie wrestler gets one spot to be in the video game. We will break down each bracket in the mini division, and then so on and so on after that's done. Today they started with RJ and Shane Mercer. Right now it's kind of close, but we'll get to that. Dave, Cole, how you been?
We've been good.
With this event going on, do you guys know any of these individuals that are in the indies?
Let's see. Colby Carino is Steve Carino's son.
Okay.
PJ Hawks is Luke Hawks' son, which was actually Altar Boy Luke.
Okay.
Those are the two I'm more familiar with.
Okay. Cole, how about you?
Yeah, I know Colby Carino just because my sister has talked about the entire Carino family very glowingly and highly regarded on her end there. So I heard he was getting into the business not too awfully long ago, and so I'm pretty excited to see where he goes. I can't say I am familiar with the other guys, but this will give me a chance to go look up some videos and watch some stuff and get my votes out there.
Right on.
And for the listeners that don't know, who is your sister, Cole?
Oh, my sister is the world famous Candice LeRae, wrestling spectacular superstar, best women's wrestler on the planet, whatever you want to say. That's just my opinion, though.
Oh my God! So that means your brother-in-law is who?
Johnny Gargano. So
No
yeah,
way. That's awesome.
Yep.
Love it.
Yep.
That means your sister is Mrs. Wrestling, and your brother-in-law is what?
Johnny Wrestling.
There you go. The Wrestlings, ladies and gentlemen.
Although I
And I wonder.
Go ahead.
I wonder what amazing person started her training.
I think you were involved in that there, Dave. Mr. Tiger Man there. Teaching us how to bump and roll and do some suplexes and how to chop people.
Yeah.
Chop people like in karate?
No, like in wrestling.
Oh, okay. All right. I just had to throw that in there.
Yeah, we're talking about real fighting, Charles.
All right.
We're talking about real fake fighting.
Well, I just wanted to, I thought maybe you were talking about, I had a question, so I figured I'd mark out. So, anyway, let's get down to this. With those individuals that you guys both looked at, I know you say that you had two that you know, and the other ones you don't know. Looking at the roster, can you give any insight on the talent pool there that you've noticed with some of the information you found?
I'm gonna say all these wrestlers here, they hold many championships between each other. RJ City probably has a little bit of a header on people because he is in Nickelodeon Splat-A-Lot as Gilder.
Right.
PJ Hawks, second generation, son of Luke Hawks, also won the state championships in Greco and freestyle wrestling as well.
Right.
So, it all really depends on how you look at it. But I know who you think is going to be victorious is Yellow Dog.
Well, yes, it's kind of like I've seen him wrestle before, so I kind of have that support system. I support all the indie wrestlers that are in this tournament out of the 32. Yes, I kind of maybe have a little bit of bias with Yellow Dog because I've seen him wrestle. Cole, have you seen any of these other stats and highlights of these wrestlers that are in here?
No, I mean, I watched the little videos that are on Twitter and in all the social media outlets here for RetroSoft. There were some good promos. All these guys have a pretty good look. So I mean, this we could very well be looking at the next batch of indie wrestling superstars here, and I think this is a great platform to get people's names out there. It's really a brilliant idea for the people involved, because now you're going to have a bunch of people who are looking for an old school wrestling game back when we used to love wrestling and wrestling games.
Right.
They're going to go and look at these videos and see who these guys are and try to figure stuff out, and then they'll play with them in the game, and hopefully they've got their real moves in there and they go, oh man, this guy's good. And then next thing you know, we got people to fill all the spots at PWG and all the other independent wrestling promotions that have been rated since everyone signed a contract the last year and a half.
Right. So I'm like on the first screen for the first round of the mini bracket, because there's 4 individual divisions, I should say. Excuse me, I had to correct myself there. And it has RJ City and Shane Mercer on there. But before we get into that, you guys were in the independent wrestling scene. All right. You've known people that have been in there. You build this up. Individually from each other, from you, Tiger Man, and you, Cole, can you tell us a little bit on how much this means to you as somebody that's been in independent wrestling?
I want to say we all grew up with WrestleMania 2000, No Mercy, so forth. Create a Wrestler was very important back then. I know me and my old friend TJ Perkins. I know Cole. All those people with like the video games. We've always like made ourselves as wrestlers there, and especially with his sister Candice LeRae now being in the video games as well. It's such an experience to actually get to actually play as the people used to create and used to play the video games with. And to me, that's an amazing feeling that by far surpasses any fame or anything that people will obviously associate with winning this tournament.
Right. How about you, Cole?
Well, obviously, it's just having the opportunity to be. I know how big a deal it was for my sister to be in a video game for the first time and to get her first WWE T-shirt and stuff like that. And this is just a really cool opportunity for some people that may or may not at any point get to that level where they're going to be in a major company who's going to have wrestling figures and be in a video game. So this would have been a huge thing for me when I was in my in my heyday in the wrestling ring, so to speak. But I know that most of these guys now too grew up at the same time we did, where they grew up in a video game world and they played these video games as children. So it's even that much cooler. Now, a side note, I want to say that I'm looking at the bracket and I found a couple people I do actually know. Now that we're onto it, Matt Cross, who's actually a pretty well-known wrestler. It used to be M.20, and
yeah,
that's
he was,
the second
on Lucha
bracket.
Underground as well.
Correct,
Yeah.
and he was on Tough Enough, and he went out there and kind of got a raw deal. I think he went out there in the first round and had a match where he held back because he didn't know exactly what they wanted from him. And so he didn't do all his stuff and get his stuff in and get over, and he kind of got a raw deal there, but phenomenal talent. And then in the same bracket, another Ohio boy, Gregory Iron, who happens to be one of the best friends of Johnny Gargano there.
Oh, right on.
He is he's handicapped. He's physically handicapped, and he's a fantastic promo, and he's a good worker. He's in a tag. He does a tag team with Zach Gowen. So they have they're like a handicapped tag team. One guy's missing a leg, and one guy has has muscular developmental issues, and so his right arm is a little wonky, so to speak. But great worker and a really nice dude. Great promo. And actually, him and Matt Cross were both at Johnny and Candace's wedding with me
Right on.
in the party. So I have a couple of people I'll be voting for sure. But if all goes well, they'll face off in the second round, and that'll be a tough call.
Right. And, and saying that you're going to go vote for that, I'm going to vote for the ones that I know. Obviously, I encourage everybody to go vote for everybody. I mean, if your individual wrestler did not make it, I encourage you to still vote. Keep pushing, because this is a great opportunity for anybody that has this chance in the video game. Now
to say Yellow Dog's gonna be the underdog in this is not too far-fetched of a statement that I'm gonna be making.
Right.
One of the things that he has really against him is that Charles is really rooting for him. As we saw with Marco Stunt, Nyla Rose, Charles even rooted for Johnny Gargano, and the next night he got a fucking concussion.
Yep. There you go.
So
kiss of death.
Yeah.
So that's the kiss of death, man.
We talked about this off camera, and I figured Cole would react a little bit differently to, kind of zing you a little bit, but apparently not. Apparently he blames me, and he's in agreement with you.
Yeah, because I'm 100% right. There's no
Charles'
argument
fault.
there.
First of all, when did Dave become the heel and Cole not become, I thought, okay, never mind. I'm not going to go there because I'm going to lose once again. Anyway, so let's go to the first round of this mini bracket. We have RJ City and Shane Mercer. I know Dave said that he went in and did some research on these individuals here. Right now, the actual today is, Monday, December 30th. The voting process has been going on. Retrosoft sent me information to let you know, so it's not getting misconstrued. It's on all their social media platforms, so you have to go to Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. They have things set up for you guys on how to vote for them. I encourage you to go out there and keep voting for them. And I've been kind of keeping an update tally most of the day on our Kota iRadio Network podcast Twitter account. But that being said, and I'll say what the percentages are right now, but everything is 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when the polls close per day. So today was the first day, which is, Monday, December 30th. That being said, boys, do you have any information on these individuals? Because RJ City's number 1 seed and Shane Mercer is number 8.
RJ City holding the national championship and Ontario International Championship in GCW. He holds championships in IWC, DWW. He's a Canadian-born wrestler. The Canadians are just on fire with wrestlers. So,
oh yeah,
that goes without saying.
Right. What about Shane Mercer?
Shane Mercer, the Iron Demon, holds championships in RPW, IWA, JCW, IWA, and I realize I said IWA twice, but he holds mini belts there, so
right.
So it's okay.
Cole, do you have any information on these two individuals, or just by basing on what you see, who would you pick to win it?
I'm gonna go RJ City on this one. I like his look. I like the gimmick. I like his swagger. So he's he's the guy I would go for in this matchup here.
Okay, very
cool. Loves him on Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon, yes, he was on that Nickelodeon show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Cole has it all DVR'd.
Do you, Cole? Do you have that DVR'd?
I bet if I show my kids, they'll know who he is.
You did it for your kids. You recorded it for them.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, in round 2, which is tomorrow, Tuesday, December 31st, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is when the polls start opening, and then you can vote. Like I said, go to the Twitter account, the Facebook account, and the Instagram account. They'll have instructions on how to vote. You go there. So we have Yellow Dog at number 7 seed, and we have Chris Bay at number 2 seed. Just by with the pictures that they used, Chris is not a foreign person to championships. He has quite a bit of championships.
He holds them in APW, Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, Gold Rush Pro, Future Stars of Wrestling, NPW, He also won the Best of the West championship as well.
Oh, okay. Okay. Anything on Yellow Dog, Dave?
That's your boy right there. I'm going to let you build him up. I'm just going to say there's been 2 other Yellow Dogs, and that was Barry Windham and Brian Pillman, so he's probably in pretty good company.
Right. Well, this Yellow Dog that I know, he escaped the pound from Austin, Texas. He's been wrestling for a while that I know of. I've seen him wrestle a few times. We did share a video on our Kota iRadio Network Facebook page. It was a video of him versus Money Made Julian Richards. Loser eats dog food. The reason why that was brought up is because on SmackDown, there's supposedly a rumor that Baron Corbin and Roman Reigns are supposed to be eating dog food, whoever loses that match. So I thought it was kind of interesting, and I figured I'd put 2 and 2 together, because tomorrow, Tuesday, December 31st, is when Yellow Dog goes against Chris Bay. That being said, Yellow Dog won that match. So Money Made Julian Richards from Midwest All Pro Wrestling, that was at their Mat Mania in 2017. And since then, I've seen him wrestle quite a bit. He actually was at our Midwest All Pro fundraiser to slam out hunger in Vermillion, South Dakota, to help the Vermillion Food Pantry. And he won that match too. So he's not unfamiliar to winning matches, that's for sure. I've always learned that it's not the size of the dog in the fight, but it's the fight in the dog. So we'll see what happens tomorrow.
So what you're saying is he knows the flavor of victory.
Yes, he does.
There's one thing I've been wondering. You know him better than we do. Has he ever been on the mic?
Yes, he does. He does cut good promos. There is a video out there of a promo video for him to be out in Texas at ACW, if I'm correct. I'd have to look that up. Don't quote me on that, but I'll go to his Facebook page, his Twitter accounts. He has that promo, and he does a good job at cutting a promo. That being said, Cole, by looking at the pictures here that you've seen with them, who do you think, other than the championships, I mean, just look at it, who do you think would have the best chance of winning in your opinion?
Well, I'm going to back the guy who's making a name for himself in the local Southern California territory, Chris Bay.
Right. I don't blame you. That's your technically your hometown boy right there.
Yeah.
Anything else that you might know about these two individuals that you kind of came across looking up?
I just want to say that Chris Bay, it looks like he has a little bit bigger of a name than Yellow Dog does, with all his championships, his gold. Wrestling games love colorful characters, and the Yellow Dog coming out basically as a yellow dog, I think people are going to dig that.
Right. I mean, good luck to both of them. If any indicator of what today's round in the mini division has, it could be a surprise. I'm surprised that RJ City right now is at 49.7% at a number 1 seed, and Shane Mercer is at a 50.3% for a number 8 seed. But I mean, the polls haven't closed yet, so they got plenty of time still. Going to the next round in this mini division, in this bracket, we have Anthony Green, who is a number 3 seed, but number 1 in our hearts. And we have PJ Hawk, who is a number 6 seed. Dave, can you give us the rundown on both of these competitors?
Anthony Green from New England holds championships in chaotic wrestling, WXW, LPW, NCW, PLW, TRP, and a whole bunch of other alphabets.
Awesome.
PJ Hawks, as we mentioned, son of Luke Hawks, Altar Boy Luke, huge fan of his father. His father's great. He actually holds a tag team championship with him. The state for Greco and freestyle wrestling. That's all I really have on him. I'm not too familiar with him, but if he's coming up with his father, he's talented.
You guys, can you guys go into a little more detail about his father, about what his lineage is?
Luke Hawx, Altar Boy Luke, he's been around for a while. Great worker, good technical. I know when we were working the indies, he was very softer talent. So,
right on. The one question that I got to ask you, with some of these individuals being in certain areas of the United States or of the world, do you think that benefits certain ones over the other, just because of there's more? I want to say more media. Not that social media isn't out there worldwide, but for like TV time and that. I say that only because I've seen a lot of the shows that are on Fight, with Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, those kind of programs. I just wanted to see what your guys' opinion on that is.
Well, to be an indie wrestler, it means you have to travel. If you want to build your name up right, and this is like one part of like helping build up your name, but you do need to travel, and that's how you get your name out, and that's how you work the bigger crowds and stuff like that. So maybe if you don't win this because your name's not completely out there yet, and these people are from bigger areas, maybe it's a sign that you should be traveling a little bit more. Trying to hook up with a couple more bookers here and there. That's all I could really say. But I know for sure if this competition was done 5 months ago, we'd already have a winner, and that would be Joey Ryan.
Right. We discussed that the other day. What do you think, Cole?
Well, I mean, I'm going to vote for PJ Hawx on this current one, since you didn't ask me my opinion. Mostly because as we get later in the bracket, his dad, Luke Hawx, is in the tournament as well. So that'll be an interesting, see if we can get that down the line where you get to face off with your dad and your dad gets to kick you out of the tournament. So that'd be great. Yeah, this is one of those games I do wish it came out, say, 2 years ago, and they were going to do more indie wrestlers, because this would have been a really cool video game with the Joey Ryans and just all the people that are at AEW. This is one of those games that could have been a huge deal, kind of like Fire Pro Wrestling was, because it had all Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks and those guys who were making big headway here. So I think they might be a little late to the party here with this game, but with the legends they already have in the game, like Austin Idol and the Road Warriors, it's going to be a huge game. So it's a pretty cool thing, and I really hope this is kind of a jumping off point for some of these guys to start making a bigger name for themselves out in the world of professional wrestling.
Like a stepping stone for them.
Absolutely.
Now that you say that, because his dad is in there, and I was going to get to you on your thoughts, can you go in a little more detail with the Hawx family? I mean, you guys, know this stuff with California and all that history more than I do.
Well, if I'm being honest, Luke kind of moved on from being in the SoCal scene when I really got onto it, because I really got into it a couple years after Dave, and unfortunately, UPW kind of disappeared by the time I really got going in the business, and that's where a lot of the guys were, because it was a semi WWE developmental territory. So there were a lot of guys like Paul London and Bryan Danielson and guys like that were coming out here trying to get on UPW shows, and then ended up sticking around for the Inoki Dojo. But I personally have not encountered Luke Hawx or Altar Boy Luke at any point in my wrestling travels. So
okay, well, we're gonna go to the last round in the mini division, which is Colby Carino at number 5 seed and Clayton Gaines at the number 4 seed. Dave or Cole, go ahead and start out what information you have on both of these competitors.
As we said before, Colby Carino, second generation to Steve Carino, obviously. Holds championships in World 1, PWF, ACW. Clayton Gaines, didn't really find too much stuff out besides him working for Rockstar Pro.
Okay. Cole?
Well, I am a huge fan of the Carino wrestling family, personally, and I got to meet Steve Carino, which was one of the cool moments of my wrestling life. He actually came to the house with Joey Ryan on the way to a wrestling show, and so I got to meet him and tell him how much I really love his work. And I am having a blank right now. I'm trying to look it up because I don't want to sound like a total idiot. But Steve Carino's sister is also a very well-known wrestler. And I will have that for you in a second. But, yeah, Allison Danger. Yes, Allison Danger, his sister. And there's just, whenever you have, it just seems that when you come from a family of wrestlers, picking up the business is a lot easier for you, and you learn quicker. And so I'm excited to see him. I probably will get on right after we're done with this and go check out one of his matches.
Right on. Well, just so that everybody understands, this round will be Thursday, January 2nd. And I'm pretty sure 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is when the polls will open on this one. I just want to cut through and go back to the first round just so I can repeat everybody. Right now, if you listen to this, because I will have this posted tonight, hopefully you guys have voted. That started today, Monday, December 30th. You go on Twitter, you go on Instagram, you go on Facebook. They have instructions on how you can count your votes. Get everybody and anybody to vote for these indie wrestlers because every vote counts for everyone. We have Monday, December 30th, like today. Tomorrow, December 31st, is the second round of this division. The third round is Wednesday, January 1st, which is New Year's. I know you're going to be hungover, but still get out there and do your right thing and vote. And then the last round is Thursday, January 2nd, which we just got done with talking about. Guys, is there anything else that you guys have, anything that you'd want to get out there about this and what it means to you to have this available as fans of video games or just being in the wrestling business?
I'll let Cole start this one off, and then I'll just copy what he says.
Okay.
That's been my strategy this whole episode, Dave. I'm dreadfully unprepared. But now that I found this, I will do my research. So if we talk about this again, I'm a little better. I must apologize to RetroMania for not being as well versed as I should be. But just again, these are the kind of things when you're a kid that you dream about. Like you play the video games, you buy the wrestling figures, you buy the T-shirts. It's all part of it. It's all milestones in your wrestling career where somebody cared about you enough, somebody noticed you enough, you've made it big enough in the world that somebody wants to put you inside of a video game and probably destroy you with like the Road Warriors. But still, at least you get that opportunity, you get to see your ring entrance, you get to hear music. It's a pretty cool thing. It's something like Dave said, we all created ourselves in a wrestling game back when we were kids or still to this day. And it's a really cool thing for these guys, and I hope that maybe they decide to put more than one in there. That'd be great.
Now, I bought the figures. I played the video games. I bought the shirts. And for someone to care enough about you to actually pick you in a video game, no, I'm kidding. I think I think it's an awesome thing. I hope it really does great for someone's career. And on that fact, Cole, when you first played Candace in the wrestling video game, did you squash her?
Oh, absolutely not. I turned her abilities all the way up to where they actually belong because they shorted her in the video game, and then I destroyed everybody with her. And I even rushed to the internet to download people like Alundra Blaze and Trish Stratus and, Sensational Sherry to put her over on those people, too. So it was great times.
Because let me tell you, when TJ Perkins first got in the video game, I jobbed them out hard to like Razor Ramon. Not only that, but I messaged them on Instagram bragging about it.
Good stuff.
The question is, who would, if you were to play your sister on the video game, who's going to win, Johnny or your sister?
Well, I mean, you can go to the YouTubes and find that match in existence. It's really one of the most phenomenal matches I've ever seen in my entire life, so there is that.
Right on.
I mean, I would put Candice over always. She's definitely the one, in all honesty, being totally unbiased, she is absolutely one of my favorite wrestlers on the planet. And when I watch her matches, I can relax and just enjoy wrestling, and I don't have to feel like I'm watching fake fighting. I can be a fan and get in the moment, so to speak. So aside from the fact that she is my sister, she absolutely is one of my favorite wrestlers to watch on the planet.
Right on. I'd like to actually keep going on the rundown on this during the week. I will have the template set up for the next round. I'm not quite for sure. I haven't seen it posted on which one's coming after the meeting division. So I'll keep you guys updated and also keep the people on our Facebook, Twitter accounts, and Instagram pages updated as well. This will be posted, like I said, tonight. If you guys don't mind kind of maybe semi keeping a watch of that a little, you guys are busy too. We all have jobs separate from this. But I'd like to do a recap of everything and then get your insight of what you feel like, if you're surprised at who won or if you're not surprised who won. And then we, kind of break everything down from here until the end of the tournament, if you don't mind. Plus, we're also going to do our regular shows as well, too. We'll get back to that because, 2020 is going to be hopefully big for a lot of individuals within professional wrestling. And I'm pretty sure we're going to have a lot of big surprises. I'm not going to give everything away right now. But do you guys have anything else you would like to say before we end the show?
I said everything I had to say when you asked that question the first time.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. God, I miss you guys. I hope your holidays were all good. Myself is DJ Barbecue. We have the Tiger Man. We have Cole Dawson. Everybody, you have a good night. And remember, go and vote. Go to their Facebook, their Twitter account, and their Instagram. Follow the instructions and make your voices heard. And give these indie wrestlers a chance to make history. For myself and everyone, we're out. Peace.
Is it your dream to become a professional wrestling superstar, manager, or referee? Well, you can make that dream a reality by training with Midwest All-Pro Wrestling. Learn from former WWE superstar and NXT coach Eugene Nick Dinsmore. Classes are training right now, so go to MidwestAllPro.com and click on training to enroll today.
This special episode for RetroMania's IndieMania is brought to you by KBack.Rocks. Rock radio the way rock radio should be. Go to KBackRadio.com and listen today. Jekyll and Hyde Barbecue, our brothers from another mother. They make barbecue so good, it'll put a smile on your face. Remedy Brewing Company, it's the remedy for what ails you. And Midwest All Pro Wrestling. Go to MidwestAllProWrestling.com and get tickets and feel the excitement.